Hello, you disturbing xenophiles. My name is For Extraordinaire, and this is Dev Diary number 231, Aquatics Portraits and Art. I rarely do Stellaris Dev Diaries, but if you guys want to see some more coverage in the future, I will. However, this is going to be a bit of more of an abstract Dev Diary because it doesn't necessarily talk about gameplay. This Dev Diary talks all about portraits, and as much as I love portraits, it's unfortunate we didn't get any gameplay coverage, but there is a time and a place for talking about the Stellaris art, and it is very, very beautiful. So I really do want to get over this and just kind of go over the portraits, talk to you guys about the portraits themselves, what I think of them, and just allow you guys to see some of the portraits if you don't always read the dev diaries because they are very impressive. They don't talk about any gameplay here, but I really, really like how they kind of portray the portraits. Specifically, I have to say one of my favorites, and this was really unexpected, is like this very vague humanoid. I think this is almost a robot figure that is kind of based off of coral. Usually when these Stellaris devs kind of design, and this dev diary gives you some excellent insight in how they design aliens if you are interested in reading it. But this dev diary is really, really good in terms of just kind of explaining the thoughts behind the artist's decision to design certain portraits. What exactly can kind of for the design, what exactly goes into making the design, and what exactly qualifies as a good alien design. And then they talk about the lines and the shading too, and giving the portrait like 3D aspects. But this specifically, I believe, is a robot, and they decided to go for a more abnormal and abstract, not necessarily a living thing. I know corals are living things, but not necessarily like a thing like a fox or even like a fish, but something that's immobile. And they chose a coral, very, very pretty, very kind of iconic when you think about the sea and just kind of ocean conservation in general. So they chose coral, and that's very, I thought it was a very solid design choice for the robot. And then they also went to choose several other kind of I guess, inspirations, you could say, or base models to kind of create more avatars. This portrait specifically, I believe, is based off of a squid. I'm not too sure if it's based off of a vampire squid here, but they also choose, which is interesting when going into portraits. It's not just based off of how many small, medium, or large size portraits they need to fill their catalog with, but it's also based on whether they want the portrait to appear friendly, adamant, or kind of somewhere in between. And they also consider things like portraying intelligence or even stupidity, which is kind of interesting just to quantify and further, I guess, add context to how these people create portraits. There's also this really cute little alien over here. I guess this is one of the ones that are intended to be more friendly. Then you have the robot here, and then you have the strange squid amalgamation of kind of different squids across the world. And I guess they just kind of chose traits they liked and then assembled it from there. And then they talk about what's next, and then they go for the clothing, which is very, very important. And then they kind of finish off with this weird squid guy. Very, very interesting. He's definitely more humanoid. And they also talk about mesh placement for the technical details, joint placement, and just coloration, which is super, super important in terms of an aquatics update. I talked about coral coloration kind of earlier on, but it is just so, so important because the ocean is just a very diverse and colorful place to just kind of represent that and just add more diversity to Stellaris' already pre-existing palettes, and kind of just to separate the aquatics from the molluscoids, because the molluscoids do share some very similar features. They also just kind of give everyone an overview of some of the ideas and how they rank these aliens in particular. I'm really interested in this one with the weird like V-shaped visor, it seems. This one is apparently elegant, serene, curious. And then you have some of these over here which look to be a bit more aggressive. This one definitely looks a bit intimidating. It kind of reminds me of the robot almost from the not the Synthoids pack, but the robots pack, I guess you could say. Not the technical term anyway. It like has spikes coming out of its back. Definitely doesn't seem too friendly. And then you have this weird thing, which just has all of these designs going behind it. Not exactly as intimidating. So I just really recommend, if you guys are interested in the art process of Stellaris, here you can see some of the color palettes they reference for the deep sea. Very, very interesting dev diary here. Just it's you don't really get to see too much from the art team, and I love that they're just really getting the chance to show everything off to the players. So I like that they're just kind of showcasing that, and they're talking about every aspect of the art design. So I just have to say I really like that. They also showed how they designed the Sea Dragon, which I love too. It has some inspirations from the Sea Leviathan. Or just the Leviathan, the Space Drake. It's very iconic. It came with the Leviathan's DLC, and just I love this picture here just for a sense of scale and reference. And it's just going to be a really fun perk to play with. But I have that coverage in another video where I briefly talk about the Stellaris patch and some of the details that the developers talk about, if you want to watch that and kind of get more of a information-packed video explaining the details. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been For Extraordinaire. Definitely a very abstract, not as meticulous video, kind of breaking down the dev diary. A very, I guess, it's a very interpretive dev diary. You can kind of take out of this what you will, as opposed to some of the other dev diaries where they talk about bug fixes or just plain performance fixes and everything from like optimization to more gameplay features. So just again, such a neat little dev diary, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, this has been For Extraordinaire, and I hope to see you guys for the next dev diary if you guys do indeed want to see more of that content. And if you do, please let me know in the description below or in the comments below. So thank you guys again, and I hope to see you guys later. All right, love you guys. Peace.